Hong Kong, Shenzhen, and Guangzhou. 6 days, 3 cities. Let's go. So I took a sleeping train down south. I live in Wuhan, so it took 12 hours. I'm not the biggest fan of flying, but more importantly, it only cost me 300 yuan. I did manage to sleep for at least 8 hours or so, but it was some pretty low quality sleep because of this. I suggest anyone who uses this train to bring earplugs when you try to sleep. A surprisingly good thing is that when I was let down, my feet still had some space. I am 193 centimeters, so that was my biggest fear before taking the train, and it was completely fine. This is the second class soft sleeper, but there are 6 bunks in each room. The top bunks are pretty high up, and again, remember, I'm kind of tall, so you can imagine how high they are from the point of view I'm recording from. I didn't see the first class sleepers, but from what I know, it's a similar room but with 4 beds instead of 6. Overall, for this cheap price, maybe I wouldn't mind using it again. After arriving, I immediately went to my hotel to meet up with my friend Johan. It's an esports hotel, but being the idiot that I am, I booked a room without computers. You may ask why that's important, and I'm gonna say that traditional hotels are boring as hell. That's one thing I do love about China, the abundance of esports hotels. Despite not being what we wanted, this room was still decent for the price at 377 yuan for 2 nights, and is close to the Hong Kong border. With our fantastic luck, about 5 minutes after arriving at the hotel, we were given a weather warning of an incoming typhoon that was going to hit later that day in Hong Kong, then travel to Shenzhen and Guangzhou. Really? Really? A typhoon is going to arrive the same day as me and follow me to each city? 什么鬼? Either way, we set off to Hong Kong, and this is what it was looking like outside before we crossed the border. We were staying in Shenzhen, but visiting Hong Kong. I do not suggest anyone ever to do that, ever. I thought that due to how close we are to the border, that it'd be under a 1-hour journey into Hong Kong, and we could save some money with the hotel. Little did I know, things are much further than I thought when looking at the distance on the map. This here is actually a 2 to 3 hour journey to cross the border and get into the city center of Hong Kong. And that isn't including getting through the border checks. So yeah, the first immediate thing that's noticeable in Hong Kong is the heat. For me, coming down from one of the ovens of China, Wuhan, where it was around 40 degrees almost every day, yeah, 30 degrees of Hong Kong was somewhat relaxing and kind of chill. And of course, it was raining now, but I am actually someone who can enjoy the rain as much as the sun. It keeps you cool, less people are outside, it gives a different aesthetic to the location that you're in, and at night, I feel it's so much easier to sleep with the sound of rain outside. So I have been here twice now, and here are a few things I've noticed about Hong Kong. The first is that many people can speak basic English. There are quite a few stores that have English snacks and food, and the culture is more Western than you'd think. Also, this city is quite fast-paced, with people typically everywhere. Introverts would definitely hate this city, so if you're an introvert, I would say probably avoid coming here. You're not going to have a great time, I think. and I honestly can't imagine many places in the world beating this for beauty. The views are incredible and only get better at night, which you'll see a little later. Here, Jirhan gets to experience my fantastic photography skills.
Okay.
No. But yeah, there'll be one of them that look good.
What the fuck is this?
We were quite tired, so we went back to Shenzhen after walking around for a few hours. The next day was about to be one of the best on this trip. So we woke up and met our friend. I gave her some English Cadbury's caramel chocolate, which I bought the day before in Hong Kong, because they don't really have this here in any mainland cities that I've been to. It seems Chinese people don't really care much for sweet and sugary snacks, which probably is one of the main reasons they stay in good shape. We went to look for a place that my friend picked out, but they told us we'd need to queue, and I'm way too impatient for that.
This place you have to wait 40 minutes.
40. 40.
14.
14.
40. 40.
Shilling.
Yeah.
No, go somewhere else. No.
This time we decided to cross over using the coach, whereas the day before we used the train from Shenzhen Bay. We were headed for Gongping, which meant we needed to travel through the new territories of Hong Kong, and honestly, I was blown away by how awesome it was. I've never heard of it before. I've just always seen Hong Kong as mostly this city centre and the islands around them. I've never thought about what's north of the city, right on the border of the mainland. I feel this just cements my earlier comments about the beauty of Hong Kong. Just traveling through the new territories to go to Gongping is an adventure and an experience all in itself. And I really want to come to the new territories again and explore them more in detail in the future. And maybe I will make a video just about them. So we ended up meeting with my university friend Ravi, who's a local. Then we took the coach up the mountain. Not only was there an amazing reward at the top of the mountain, but the journey up there was also really cool. Arriving at the top, there weren't many people around, which we originally thought was due to the typhoon. But anyways, this made it even better. It felt like a private viewing just for us.
Inside. We just go and look at like toilets and be like, oh, look at this. So amazing. Yeah.
Now you can see here in my recording that's in 4K, this view is phenomenal, right? But I promise you, even with my recording, it's not doing it justice. I strongly suggest to anyone that is spending time in Hong Kong to go visit Gongping. This is a place I will never forget. There is a lot more to see than what I'm showing you, like trails that you can hike through the mountains, a cable car, a monastery, plenty of awesome things. As we got closer to the statue, we realized why there was a lack of humans in the vicinity.
$5.22. We better get out there quick then. Quick.
So of course we ran up the steps as fast as possible, and well, you can see for yourself. There were quite a few animals up there and a little shopping centre that was mostly closed.
Ravi.
That's 7-Eleven.
We decided to go back to the city centre for a boat ride and food before leaving to go back to Shenzhen. Because we no longer planned to go to Hong Kong and spend time in Shenzhen now, we didn't need to be located next to the border. So we switched hotels into what is one of my favorite I've ever stayed in. Decently priced at 1,038 yuan for 3 nights.
nice little bedroom there, I guess, as well. And that's where the monsters live.
So this is where our trip hit a little bit of a snag. We woke up, went outside, and this kind of derailed all our plans for the day. But we were a little tired after doing around 23,000 steps for the last 2 days. This is where having an esports hotel comes in clutch. We also went and met our friend who treated us to dinner, and then we paid for KTV. The Typhoon had beaten us that day, but I was determined to go out the next. Our aim was to get to OCT East. Despite the pouring of rain, we set out to find it. We had to travel quite far. I believe it was almost 1 hour on the subway just to reach the place where we board the coach. And then from the bus stop, we need to walk a little more to OCT East.
East of Huachuan City.
Oh, maybe OCT East just means the east of OCT. And OCT is the acronym for the place, right?
Maybe.
Now, I'm not one that enjoys spoilers, but you see those two roads we're coming up to. The road on the right is OCT East. The road on the left leads to a residential area. And of course, we took the road on the left.
How to say that? 寂静岭, you know that?
Huh?
It's a movie. It's a scared movie.
28 days later,
No.
The Mist.
Silent Hill.
Silent Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
What?
It's wrong.
Where did we go?
It's close. The view of the
east of Huachuan City. It's
closed?
close. Yeah, it's fucking close.
We spent a good 45 minutes walking up and then back down. We even took a detour on the way down and just ended up walking in a massive circle around the mountain for another hour, I think. At this point though, I wasn't even recording because I was so tired after hours of walking up and down and around mountains. The rain just continued to get stronger and stronger. And at one point, I slipped and fell on my back on the side of the mountain. It got pretty bad for us. The typhoon really was screwing us over, and we decided on the way back to go to Window of the World. Now, this wasn't originally in our plans, but considering so many of them were ruined, we thought, why not? And went at nighttime when the tickets were cheaper. This turned out to be one of the best decisions this entire trip. With this one, I'm just going to let you see for yourself.
What? Which way do we go first? Left or right?
There's nobody here, just two of us.
Yeah.
I don't know how to say that.
You?
We only have 20 minutes left.
Wait, it's 10 past? 10 past?
The lights were closed. I think that's 30.
请和你安排好您的游玩时间，祝您在细雨之窗度过愉快的一天。
You can't see the map, we just be here.
Yep.
We didn't see the map.
Yep.
Don't know how big it is.
That's what she said. Wait, what?
We said.
The frog's having a good time. You see this?
Like this? What's here? Here. No, it cost 60 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
So one of the parts of the trip that I most anticipated was Xiaomeisha. It's a small beach resort, and yeah, we were determined to try and go there and just pray that the rain would give us a break.
Damn.
Well, it didn't. We couldn't really go far into the water, but we did enjoy what we could when we were there. They have plenty of activities with boats, jet skis, and giant inflatable toys made of Najah. I'm sure in better weather, it would be extremely relaxing, but in the end, we just tried out the speedboat and jet skis and then decided to head to Guangzhou. Now, I said that the previous esports hotel is one of my favorites of all time, and that's because this one might be my actual favorite of all time. The price was 1,100 for 3 days. This is pretty much a little apartment you could live in, and I cannot stress to you how nice it is having your own room. Of course, me and Jihan are close friends. We have very good temperament, but when you're with someone 24/7, you do need to recharge your social battery. It's also nice being able to watch something whilst I sleep, which is what I always do when I'm at home.
What the fuck is this?
So, the next day was about to be super busy for us, but more importantly, look at this. Actual sun. Yes, there was no rain today. For sure, we knew that today was going to be better than the utter failure that we encountered yesterday. We were walking through a park when we noticed that you could rent
cool.
pedal boats and thought, hey, why not? The fact our holiday was rain, rain, rain really made us eager to enjoy the sun as much as possible. I hadn't been on a pedal boat before, and in my brain, I assumed you'd go a lot further with the energy that you use. It did get tiring pretty quickly, so next time I'm definitely just gonna hire the electric boats. And yeah, we could have just rented an electric boat from the start actually, but I said to Jirhan, no, it will be fine. We have plenty of energy. We don't need an electric boat.
How to stop here?
Just let the water take us, I guess. I thought when we pedaled, I thought we'd go further.
After spending a little time in the lake, we set off towards our next stop in Guangzhou. We were going to the Sun Yat-sen Memorial Museum.
Oh, meow meow.
At this point, I made a little bit of a mistake. As you can see here, we're leaving. That's because I forgot to record this entire part of the trip. Yes, awesome. Good job, Seth. I was definitely getting quite tired of the whole recording thing. I bought a chest rig, which is why you don't see me. You see what I'm pointing my body at. I thought this would be preferable to a selfie stick. I could not be bothered to do that for hours every day. And I feel like I can move more naturally with the use of my arm. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to skip through a few other things now and just show some pics because I really want to get to what might have been the most beautiful thing my eyes have ever seen.
So can we just have a talk?
Yeah, of course.
After this, we walked to the river as we were going to ride the famous Pearl River cruise ship. I will say, the views were phenomenal. Seeing all the other boats in the river was also cool, and it's a quite small but, I'd say some of the other boats that went past us looked like they were better than the one we were on, because ours had allocated seating that was in fours. We were a two, and we had to sit next to these two other people that acted super awkward with us for the entire 40 minutes I think that we were on it. Also, you can't see it in the footage, but the top deck has a lot of stuff on it, so it does really actually block your view sometimes. I'd also say, if you care about photography at all, you have to go to the roof, because on the lower floors, it's all windows, and you obviously won't be getting high quality pics or videos through them. So, what are my final thoughts after this trip? Well, firstly, typhoons exist. Secondly, traveling with friends is infinitely more fun than by yourself. Ngongping, Tiantan Buddha, New Territories, Hong Kong in general, Window of the World, the Grand Buddha Temple, Pearl River, amongst many other things, are absolutely worth seeing in your lifetime. Many of them I will never forget. Some I may even see again. There are quite a few things that I didn't even show you, just because the video would then be over an hour long. Our trip didn't even end here. We went up north to Jinan, then went to Qingdao, and eventually ended up in Jining for our final destination. I low-key fell in love with Qingdao when I was up there. I had stopped recording when we arrived in Shandong because I was tired of it, and my phone memory was nearly zero. But really, I cannot wait to go back to Qingdao and hell, maybe I'll make an individual video just about that city at some point. And yeah, don't travel to a city that has a typhoon on its way to close the entire thing down.